My favorite alien is Cryon. I used to be a Bashar girl, but I never actually listened to the channels. I just watched interviews with Daryl Anka, who channels Bashar, and then Instagram was like, oh, do you want to actually consume some Bashar? And I was like, well, let me see. And I did not like his vibe. Hey y'all, it's Chimdi. I'm back to answer another question. This one is from Terry, who asked me, have you had any lucid dream or astral projection experiences? I love this question. It's not like some of the other questions that are more about the emotional journey, which is very fun. And I actually literally just lucid dreamed, like a proper lucid dream, and it was very cool. It happened after I had been reading a book or consuming some kind of media about how we are the creators of our own life and everything we want, we just imagine it into being, all that kind of stuff. So I went to bed really being like, whoa, that's true. And then I went into this dream. That's exactly what happened, is that I could feel that it was actually a dream that I was dreaming, and I could control everything that was happening. And I remember I tested it a few different ways. One was there was like a doorway in between, and I could see it through a window on the other side. And so I just imagined myself, like I felt myself being on the other side of the room, like through the door, and there I was. And that was super cool. And then the other part was, in the same dream, I walked into like a restaurant, and I like picked a random guy who I went to talk to, and then I like literally in real time, I was like, okay, I want you to look a little bit more like this, and I literally changed his features in real time so he would look more like how I wanted him to look. And I felt from the energy of that dream was like God saying to me, girl, this is literally actually how it is. Everything in the real world is a projection of your own inner world. Everyone you see is you. Like who you want to see is up to what you want. It's all under your control. And that's like very intense. It's a very intense mindset. Also, I feel like there's the I want to use the word solipsism, but I don't know if that's the right one. But I mean, if it is, look at my vocabulary. But that approach where it's just like, oh, I'm the only real one that exists in the world and I can do whatever I want, that kind of framework. But I think the way it works is that other people are not separate from you. So if you were to hurt another person, you're hurting yourself. You know, it's not like you can move in the world without consequence, because you get all the rewards and you get all the consequences, because we're all connected and we're all one. It was a very, very intense dream, and it was very cool. I also had a dream not long before that. That was a very typical flying dream, where I realized oh, I'm in a dream. And I was like, let me try to fly. So that was the first thing I did. And I remember going up to the roof of wherever I was and being like, are we sure we're dreaming? And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm dreaming. And I was like, okay, bet. And so I leaped off the building, and I was trying to manually fly like a bird, and that did not work. And so I was like, Chimdi, you're efforting too much, so just relax. And I just let myself relax, and then I entered this feeling of falling, but it felt like falling in water, where it wasn't like gravity. It was just I was falling within my dream space. So it was all black, and I was aware of a falling sensation, and that it was all a dream. So that was also very, 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 very cool. And your question makes me want to do more lucid dreaming. So I actually already prayed to God, and I'm gonna see about doing some more. But also to me, lucid dreaming is a lot of work. I like going to sleep, falling into unconsciousness, and then whatever my mind is doing, it just gets to run wild. I feel like you have to be present in your dreams as well. I'm already present in life. I can't keep being present all the time. All right, I need a break. So that's part of why I haven't really intentionally tried to do a lot of it, but it is so freaking cool. I remember my brother once told me that he astral projects, and I was like, this was years ago, and I was just like, I have this one brother who is all the way on the other side. He casually says things like, oh yeah, astral project all the time. I've been everywhere. And I'm like, what? And then he once said, you don't really need food. All you need to do is take a deep breath. And I was just like, what are you talking about? And he gave me an Alan Watts book when I was a teen. And I'm reading all these philosophical concepts about Alan Watts. Wow, I feel very grateful to him. Thank you, bro. That was this very expansive sort of mindset and thinking from a very young age. Also, I don't know if y'all have heard the book Illusions by Richard Bach. I read that book when I was an actual kid, and that book is literally about how we're all Jesus, we can all walk on water, and we can totally control our reality, and death isn't real. And I'm just reading these wild things, and I think that's why I am the way I am, and why I'm fascinated by what I'm fascinated by, is because I have I believe in many lifetimes, but very early in my experience, I have been consuming this kind of content. So thank you for asking this question. It's very, very cool. And let me know if y'all are interested in a separate segment where I really get into all the wild wild, weird stuff, because I'm on the other side. I'm like, I was watching this documentary. Is documentary too giving it too much credit? It was this Netflix show, and it was talking about the way that our ancestors are actually aliens and how we can look at like ancient Egypt to see. And like the episode I watched was about how NASA has its own agenda and it's kept things from us, just like. And I was watching, and it has all the dramatic music, and it's like, but why'd they really go to the moon though? Maybe they had. I'm just like cackling and at the same time I'm just like, honestly, this is all true. I'm just like, yeah, fully agree the aliens came, they gave us their DNA, channeling is real, all of it, y'all, all of it. It's so fun. And it's cool because I was raised Roman Catholic, so I have the framework that looks at all of this stuff and is like, this is nonsense. Like, this is nonsense. So that's like, but that voice has gotten smaller. Now only like 20% of me, maybe even 5%, y'all. Like, it's getting deep. It's just like, yeah, I think this is literally actually made up and nonsense. And then 80 to 95% of me is like, no, like I fully think Jesus was a star seed. And I don't know all the terminology yet because I'm new to it, but like we're all light workers and Jesus was a star seed and the Pleiadians and the, you know, all the stuff. I'm just like, yeah, that sounds, why not? That sounds cool. But I was talking to a friend and I realized that I only believe in frameworks that say, girl, you doing great. And I'm just like, thank you, I am doing great. And it's like, honestly, just follow your dreams. And I'm like, yes, that feels true. That feels true. The newest one, I'm listening to Cryon channelings, and his vibe is like, baby girl, the light is winning. And I'm like, yes, the light is winning. Things are okay, y'all. Things are okay. So actually, it's not even so much about the messenger and any of the weird sci-fi, astral, metaphysics stuff. It really is just the message. And if the message is saying like, girl, you are loved, you're doing the best job you can, you are gonna be fine, you are being protected, everything is good, I'm just like, yeah, that sounds true. That really resonates with my spirit, and I appreciate it. So yeah, let me know, y'all. Let me know in the comments, how are y'all doing with aliens? Are there any aliens y'all really support and like? My favorite alien is Cryon. I used to be a Bashar girl, but I never actually listened to the channels. I just watched interviews with Daryl Anka, who channels Bashar, and then Instagram was like, oh, do you want to actually consume some Bashar? I was like, well, let me see. And I did not like his vibe. So I was just like, no thanks. Big fan of Abraham Hicks. Love that collective of alien teachers. So let me know. I'm always down to listen to a new alien, tell me about how I'm doing great and my life is good. So if that's the message of the alien, drop it below and I'd love to listen. And let me know if you're like, girl, I can't consume your content anymore now that I know that you are listening to aliens being channeled. Because I have gotten that feedback. I've gotten that feedback about Abraham Hicks, where the person was like, baby girl, what's going on there? That's weird. And I'm like, I understand. That's why we all have our own paths. Okay. Thanks for asking this question, Terry. I appreciate you. Patreon people, thank you for your support. Y'all are the best. Everyone else, if you want to chat one-on-one, get some coaching, ask a question privately, I've got my Calendly below, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.